Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Luluk Purwanti, and in this video I would like to deliver my research by the title Implementation of Project-Based Learning Model for Improving Students' Mathematical Creativity. So here we're gonna talk about the introduction of the research method, result and discussion, and the last one is conclusion. In 2045, Indonesia is said to have a golden generation. This was because at that time, 70% of Indonesians' population was of productive age. It's around 15 until 64 years old. In order to be able to compete globally, the current generation must be prepared to go toward the golden generation 2045. In this case, the current generation must have various skills that are currently known as 21st century skills. According to Martini 2018, 21st century skills are grouped into 4 categories called 4C: critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. On February 21, 2023, researchers conducted interviews with math teachers at SMP Negeri 1 Brondong. When connected with 4C skills, it was found that in mathematics, students at SMP Negeri 1 Brondong were still less creativity. Students tend to do according to what is exemplified by the teacher. According to Prayogi 2019, some learning models that are said to be able to increase students' creativity are project-based learning, problem-based learning, and cooperative learning. According to Nur Fitriani 2016, project-based learning is designed to solve problems that require in-depth reasoning. This learning model trains student skills to think creatively. Based on the explanation, the researcher is interested in the implementation of project-based learning model for improving students' mathematical creativity. Okay, next let's talk about the method. This research is a classroom action research, CAR, with a quantitative approach. The subjects in this research were students in Class 8A at SMP Negeri 1 Brondong in the event semester of 2022-2023 academic year. A total of 27 students consisting of 14 male students and 13 female students. In collecting data, researchers used the test method. The test is used to obtain data on students' mathematical creativity before and after the learning model is applied. This research was conducted in 3 stages, namely the preparation stage, the implementation stage, and the final research stage. The preparation stage includes application for an activity permit, interviews with mathematics teachers, observation of the learning process in class, preparation of research proposals, preparation of research instruments, validation of research instruments, implementation of a pre-test. Next is implementation stage, which includes implementation of Cycle 1 learning followed by Cycle 1 test, implementation of Cycle 2 learning followed by Cycle 2 test, implementation of Cycle 3 learning followed by Cycle 3 test. The last is the final stage of the research, which includes the first one, analysis of the test result data, and then preparation of the research result report. After got the data, then we do scoring by the indicator of mathematical creativity. So here is the indicator. The first one is fluency, the second one is flexibility, the third one is novelty, and the last one is elaboration. For the fluency is ability to generate many ideas that come out of mind quickly. In fluency thinking, what is emphasized is quantity as not quality. Flexibility, the ability to produce a number of ideas, answers, or questions. Can see a problem from different perspectives, look for different alternatives or directions, and be able to use various approaches or ways of thinking. Next is novelty. Novelty is the ability to create unique ideas or the ability to create original ideas. The last is elaboration. Elaboration is the ability to solve problems in detail, make mathematical models and mathematical figures correctly according to concepts and questions. After the scoring, then we do categorizing the score to the criteria by an interval. For the very high level or the very high criteria, the score interval is greater than or equal to 25. For the high level, the score is in between 18 and 25. For the moderate level, the score is in between 11 until 18. For the low level, the score is in between 4 and 11. In the very low level, the score is in between 0 until 4. Result and discussion. Description of pre-cycle data. In the pre-test, the total weighted score of students' mathematical creativity was 17.5, so that the average students' mathematical creativity during the pre-test was 0.65. The score shows that during the pre-test, students' mathematical creativity is in the very low category. Description and interpretation of research results. Cycle 1. In Cycle 1, the total weighted scores of students' mathematical creativity was 47.5, so that the average students' mathematical creativity during the Cycle 1 was 1.76. Although there is an increase in the average, students' mathematical creativity is still categorized as very low. Here we have the average of each indicators. The first one is fluency. The average of fluency is 1.8, and then flexibility, the average is 0, and the average of novelty is 0, and the last one, the average of elaboration is 1.7. Weaknesses and obstacles in Cycle 1. Students are not fluent in expressing opinions and creative ideas in solving problems. And the students are not used to think about other alternative ways of solving problems. Students lack of the confidence to put forward ideas for solving different problems. Nevertheless, not all students participate in group activities. Next, Cycle 2. In Cycle 2, the total weighted score of students' mathematical creativity was 152, so that the average students' mathematical creativity during the Cycle 2 was 5.63. There is an increase in the average. In the Cycle 2, the students' mathematical creativity is categorized as low. Here is the average of each indicators. The first one, fluency. The average is 3.6. And then for the flexibility, the average is 2.75. And then 1.78 for the average of novelty. And then next is elaboration. The average is 3.12. In this cycle, students solved some weakness in Cycle 1. They actively participate in group activities. They also began to confidently express their creative ideas. In the cycles, students are getting used to being required to think creatively, to think solutions to problems even though they are not optimal. Next, the last cycle is Cycle 3. In Cycle 3, the total weighted scores of students' mathematical creativity was 298, so that the average student's mathematical creativity during the Cycle 3 was 11.04. There is an increase in the average. In Cycle 3, the students' mathematical creativity is categorized as moderate. Here is the average of each indicators. The first one, fluency. The average of fluency is 5.5. Next, The average of flexibility is 6.6. The third one, novelty. The average of novelty is 4.45. And the average of elaboration is 5.56. Implementation of cycle 3 can be said to be running better than the previous cycle. Improvements were made so that the obstacles and weaknesses in the previous cycle could be reduced. Here we can see the average of students' mathematical creativity. For the pre-test, it has 0.65. For the cycle 1 is 1.76. For the cycle 2 is 5.63, and for the cycle 3 is 11.04. Okay, so based on all the data above, we can conclude the implementation of project-based learning model can improve students' mathematical creativity to the moderate category. Overall, the average of students' mathematical creativity has increased. On the pre-test, students' mathematical creativity is in the very low category, and at the end of the cycle, students' mathematical creativity is in the moderate category. Thank you for joining me on this good occasion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.